So all those pet parties and human hunting parties, it's how they control these people. It's with black meat.
I wish I'd never seen this. This is a warning to everybody watching this video. The TikToks you are about to see are going to change your reality and the way you think. You may be wondering, Sean, how can these TikToks get so dark? And I ask myself the same question every night. I dug into the darkest part of TikTok and you're coming with me. Yes, you don't get scared now. You clicked on the video, you know what you signed up for, so don't run now. And make sure you watch to the end if you want to see things that the mainstream will never show you. And don't watch alone, because this is going to get terrifying. What's even scarier than TikToks we're about to watch today is the fact that 60% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel, so make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe for more scary videos. Thank you.
Breaking news in the case of David and Celeste, it has now been revealed that they found a burn cage incinerator at David's home. I mean, this is crazy. So you guys remember how the private investigator said that they found some very unusual things at David's home, like sadistic things that could be used to get rid of somebody? Well, Steve Fisher just revealed that one of those items was a burn cage incinerator advertised to burn at 1600 degrees, when human cremations are typically performed at around 1400 degrees. He also mentioned that an incinerator is not legal to use within city limits and serves no legitimate purpose at a residential property in Hollywood Hills. He said some people might argue that it could be used as a prop for a set, but if that's the case, then why was it delivered directly to a private residence instead of a prop designer or production house? And why was it ordered right before departing on an extended world tour? And why was it never used in any video production? He also noted that there were additional items present that could be used in conjunction with the burn cage. He does mention that the burn cage was not used, but does say that it and other related items were delivered to the residence under a false name. And for those of you who don't know, a burn cage incinerator is typically used for things like yard waste disposal, document destruction, general debris. But what did David and his team intend on using it for? Rest in peace to Celeste. Let me know what you guys think about this, and as always, I'll keep you guys updated.
Alright, bro, the police gotta be trolling at this point. Yeah, David, I know we found a young girl that you were dating in the back of your trunk, and you have an incinerator at your house that, you know, has no other uses. But nah, bro, you could not have been doing anything bad, so we're just gonna look into everything except you. This is just getting even more disturbing.
There are people who swear they've experienced a moment where reality stopped feeling real and instead felt staged. Thousands of people online describe the same unsettling experience. They'll be walking through a normal place, a grocery store, a street, a school, when suddenly everything feels off. The lighting looks artificial, the air feels flat, sounds feel muted, like they're coming from speakers. People around them keep moving, but not naturally. Smiles feel rehearsed, conversations sound scripted, like everyone is hitting their marks. One woman says she suddenly felt like she was the only person in the room, the only real person, and everyone else felt like background actors waiting for direction. Another person said they locked eyes with the stranger during one of these moments, and the stranger immediately looked away like they weren't supposed to be noticed. These episodes only last seconds, maybe a minute, then everything snaps back to normal. Psychologists can't agree on what it is. Some say it's disassociation, some say stress. But the people who felt it all say the same thing. It didn't feel like they were unreal, it felt like the world around them was. Like for a brief moment, the curtain slipped. Stay weird.
You know, I feel like there are a lot of things that naturally happen in life that are very unexplainable. You know, it could also be the fact that we're eating chemicals every single day. You know, I know, so delicious, right? You know, I think if you chug enough high fructose corn syrup and some Red 40, you'll start seeing things too, so.
This couple in California would set up bait bikes, wait until somebody would steal it, and then beat them up with baseball bats and record it and post it onto YouTube. This happened all the way back in 2020, and they really did not like bike thieves, apparently. This happened in Fresno, California, and they would brag about it to their neighbors. Even crazier, they wouldn't even bother to call the police after they assaulted them or when they caught the thieves. They really just wanted to beat them up with these metal baseball bats. Apparently they were victims of break-ins and home invasions and then theft. They then decided to take the law into their own hands because they thought nothing was really getting done for them. Now obviously the YouTube videos have since been taken down. That's kind of how they got caught, because of YouTube and the bragging to their neighbors. 4 victims have come forward, but the police say there's probably more. Because honestly, who's gonna admit, yeah, I was stealing a bike and then I got beat up? Both suspects were charged and put into jail, but they bailed out after. The neighbors did admit there's also a high crime rate in that neighborhood for some reason. Neighbors that just moved there said their car was broken into like the first day they were there. But let me know what you guys think about this story. Were they right to do this or not?
You know, by no means do I condone violence. I don't think anybody should get hit with a baseball bat. But I also don't think that anybody should be stealing a bike. So if you are stealing a bike and you do get hit with a baseball bat, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Maybe you should have been faster.
Doesn't matter if you have a phone or not. The elite know exactly where and what you are doing.
Remember, kids. kids, the next time that somebody tells you the government wouldn't do that.
They would.
Oh, yes, they
They know where we're at all times. Remember, they want complete control over everyone and everything. And they will stop at nothing to complete their mission. As always, let me know what you think in the comments. Stay weird.
This right here, and I need everybody to share this immediately, okay, so this can go out to as many people as possible, was one of the doctors that just so happened to be in the plane crash in Brazil. His name was Leonardo Ferreira, and he was assistant professor of microbiology and immunology at the Medical University of South Carolina and a Hollings Cancer Center. Now, this is the thing, right? And stay with me here. He was spoken to about his lab's work developing regulatory T-cell-based therapies and how he sees the immunotherapy landscape changing over the coming years. And as you can see right here, so TikTok doesn't think I'm actually fucking bullshitting since they want to suppress my other video. And before we get into what his T-cell based research consisted of, as you can see, William Feisler, a general practitioner, knew 6 people who died in the crash. Jose Roberto Leonel Ferreira, a recently retired doctor who also died in the wreck, was one of Feisler's teachers during his undergraduate studies. But this was literally what he was working on. With this type of therapy, right, a specialist nurse collects your T-cells. These are then sent to the laboratory where a change is made to the T-cell to become CAR T-cells. After a few weeks, you have a drip containing these cells back into your bloodstream. The CAR T-cells then recognize and attack the cancer cells. Are you fucking kidding me? And then this
I just heard of a study where prisoners can get out of jail if they give their memories to the doctors to give to other people. And I'm like, I'm never doing that.
No way.
Yes, I heard that. What we call cloning is actually a siphoning of consciousness into another physical being that replicates the one before it. So that's what they do with celebrities, and they steal a consciousness. Saddam Hussein, he had 5 decoys that looked just like him, so you didn't really know what he looked like.
Wow.
What if I told you it gets worse? This dude claims to be in possession of some of the Diddy tapes, and he says that some of them are so disturbing that if he put them out, the entire music industry would crumble. Take a look at this.
If I showed one of these tapes, so I'm telling you right now, the whole music industry and Hollywood, it would just grind down like this. They're all going to start pointing at each other like this, and it's going to be bad. We've already set it up. We have multiple attorneys. We know how to do it. It's not my first rodeo. I solved the greatest murder case in history, 3 of them. I know how to do it. We're going to do it, but just going to come in pieces. And there's also ways we can, let's say, not censor it, but we can kind of soften it.
My main takeaway from that clip is the fact that they're already prepared to bring everybody down. The fact that everything is already set up. It's not like they're out here chasing people or trying to figure things out. This is all ready to go. I just think that the information might be so shocking that they have to be careful with the public.
I don't know what's more disturbing, the fact that these tapes exist or the fact that this dude just has them and casually watches them. Like, bro, what? Like, I feel like no normal person would be indulging in those films. Like, imagine you go to get coffee or something with one of your homies and he's just like, oh yeah, I was just watching the Diddy tapes today. They were wonderful. Like, excuse me?
Morbid Facts, Part 842. Jack Black's teenage years were marked by addiction long before fame entered his life. After his parents divorced, he began stealing money from his mom to buy cocaine at just 14 years old, spiraling into substance abuse while still practically a child. The addiction took hold during a period of instability and isolation, but he later thanked a non-judgmental school therapist with helping to pull him back from it. Jack ultimately got sober as a teenager, avoided relapsing as his career took off, and has spoken openly about how early intervention likely saved his life. In 1986, a Yakuza member attempting to smuggle a live hand grenade onto a flight from Manila to Osaka nearly took down the whole plane by accident. While hiding in the airport bathroom, the grenade's safety pin came loose, and in a moment of panic, the man abandoned it and fled back to his seat. Seconds later, the grenade exploded inside the aircraft, blasting a hole in the fuselage and resulting in rapid decompression. The explosion injured 109 passengers, but the plane somehow remained airborne long enough to make an emergency landing, narrowly avoiding what could have been one of the deadliest aviation attacks of the decade. Investigators later revealed that the man wasn't immediately arrested because he'd been badly injured in the blast. When the explosion ruptured a hydraulic line, hot oil sprayed all over his body, leaving him with severe burns that required immediate hospitalization before he was taken into custody.
They did a whole breakdown on how Simpsons was able to predict so many events that ended up coming true. And one of them, they wrote this math theory on the whiteboard that it turned out decades later to be correct. Right. And it was like this unsolved math theorem they just wrote on the whiteboard in the background of a Simpsons episode. And people were wondering, how did they get this right? Well, it turned out that the writers went to such great lengths that they hired people who were in academics to put these little Easter eggs in the episode that no one would notice unless you know it. And it really came down to the writers, who are so attuned to current events that when they make these predictions, there's some level of reality that they could potentially happen.
Hey, fool, you cannot make this shit up. The New York Knicks won the NBA World Cup, and Josh Hart stuck his thumb in Jalen Brunson's butt. Look at the picture, fool. They did this shit on live TV. If I was Brunson, I don't care if we was on live TV. I'd have turned around and backhand that boy. We don't play them tight games. Look at this man. Nigga thumb smell like shit. Now the thing about that can't be the first time they did some weird shit like this. Because why the hell was this man Josh Hart so comfortable doing it in front of all these motherfucking people that was watching from home and at the live event? Then you had the other people that topped Jalen Brunson like, hey, turn around, fool. It's good. You good. You good. Like they probably in on it too. That's what it take to win a World Cup. Huh? I know it's finna be people in the comments like, bro, he was just playing. You chill. You doing too much. Nah, fool. I don't know who play like that. I don't play like that. You play like that? Y'all let me know in the comments. Y'all play like that?
Diddy has just been hit with a brand new lawsuit that is naming Jay-Z, Beyonce, and LeBron James as witnesses of a freak-off. And this is not an April Fool's joke. This lawsuit was actually filed in court today. And it has other defendants listed with Diddy that I'm sure you've heard of before, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. This lawsuit was filed by a man named Joseph Manzaro against Diddy, another man named Eric, Brendan Paul, which is Diddy's alleged substance mule that got arrested after Diddy was raided, Emilio Estefan, and Adria English, the woman that filed the lawsuit against Diddy, who worked as a dancer during Diddy's white parties. This man is alleging that he was given substances and then transported against his will and was a victim of an organized criminal enterprise beginning in 2015, organized and facilitated by the defendants. He alleges that there was a pattern of threats, concealment, manipulation, and psychological coercion that persisted for years. And he is alleging that these defendants obstructed justice by doing cover-ups and
you know, lots of weird things happen to kids all the time, all around the world, every day. You know, I have something to show for it. You know, so it's nice. So
that's a weird way to describe a movie career.
Yeah, pretty much.
Lots of weird things happen to kids.
Yeah, man.
But I got some money out of it.
Look,
I can't be the only person that thinks that when the Statue of Liberty fell in Brazil yesterday, that this was a sign of things to come. Y'all remember me telling y'all that America has to fall in order for the beast system to truly thrive. America has to be eliminated and out the way. What more of a sign do we need than the Statue of Liberty falling in Brazil? Also, I told y'all that empires typically last no longer than 250 years. And when is the 250th year? 2026. This is a sign of things to come. Now, whether you believe it or not, it's all on you. I just know for a shadow of a doubt that America is not going to relinquish power, right? So they have to get destroyed. America has to be destroyed. So I don't know how y'all view this sign, but that's how I view the sign, is that the Statue of Liberty falling is not just a coincidence that it fell. It's not. I'm telling y'all, there are things to come in America. I'm telling y'all, America. Have y'all seen the maps? Have y'all seen the maps of what America will look like and the map of the world? America is barely there. Let me just say that. All I'm gonna say, y'all, is I'm telling y'all some crazy times are coming, and they're coming pretty soon.
We gotta make one thing clear. People don't just walk away from a position of power unless it's something very, very wrong. So listen to this. Dan Bongino is leaving the FBI in January, and they want everybody just to think this is just business as usual. Really, bruh? Come on now. You don't get this close to the system and understand and know what's going on behind them closed doors and just decide one day, yeah, I'm done. So I gotta ask the question, what made this man leave? What really made this man want to step away? Was it pressure? Was it a disagreement about something they didn't want to go public? Was it that he realized he can't fix a system that don't want to be fixed? Or did he see something that made him be like, nah, I'm not with this shit? Y'all gotta understand, when you stop playing along with stuff, you become the problem. When everybody else is in and you're not, you're the problem. And when you are the problem, the system gives you two options: to either opt in or opt out. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down below in the comments. And do y'all think this man's just stepping away because he's done with it, or y'all think it's something deeper? All you gotta do is go look at his little fellow partner, Cash Patel. His face has been telling a lot without saying no.
I guess we're just gonna have to call him Dan Bongino for now, because I've never heard that before. Honestly, I feel like he left the FBI because he just seen too much and understands how corrupt this system is. Because if you guys know who this is, he's very much about health and wellness and trying to better your life. So I wouldn't be surprised if he genuinely seen how corrupt this world is and just didn't want any part of it.
So all those pedophile parties and human hunting parties, it's how they control these people. It's with blackmail. So each of these countries, Holland has a dark side and it has a light side. England has a dark side and it has a light side. But the dark side is always associated with the Jesuit.
You see, that number of missing people is just ridiculous. The technology we have today, with the surveillance, with everything, how are that many people going missing? And when you ask yourself that question and you dig a little deeper and you do some research, you will find it's because the people, the culprits, are the most organized, powerful people on this planet. And that's exactly why the media turn a blind eye to it. I think in the UK it's something like 70 to 80,000 young people a year. And that's the UK. The numbers and demographics of it are absolutely insane. And if you don't know what's really going on, I suggest you do a little research.
How many people do you know personally who have died suddenly and mysteriously in the past 5 years? I have personally known 8 actors, all of whom I have worked with and was close to. Heath Ledger, Chris Penn, David Carradine among them. I believe these actors were whacked, and I believe that many others, such as Britney Spears, Lindsay Lohan, and Mel Gibson, are being played to get at their money.
In that last clip, we see actor Randy Quaid speaking up against what he called the star whackers in Hollywood. Quite literally talks about 8 of his close celebrity friends passing away all in a short period of time. Around 2010, when this interview dropped, a lot of people were saying he was crazy or going off his rocker, and they didn't think there was any validity to his claims. Let's see what else Randy had to say.
Were mercilessly slandering me and trying to kill my career.
Shortly after, Randy Quaid and his wife would literally flee the country to try to get away from what he called star whackers. Watching this clip back in 2025, it just doesn't sound so crazy. Comment below, let me know, am I onto something or am I tripping? Wake up.
I wanted to talk about all those new photos that were released, and I didn't really know how to talk about it without getting a strike. So let's see if we can do this vocabulary tightrope. First off, let's talk about this photo. No one should be surprised that the man who married his adopted daughter is hanging out with a bunch of pieces of shit. And this photo right here with the face blurred out? Let's just say this hair part to me has a striking resemblance to somebody else, someone who's not releasing the rest of these files. But that's just my opinion. And we always talk about how the rich are in a club that we're never going to be part of. Well, look at this rich guy right here. And after Steve Bannon left the White House, he was working on a documentary with Jeffrey Epstein. And I've heard all kinds of different things that he was trying to rehabilitate Epstein's image because he knew too much. And in 2018 and 2019, when these interviews were taking place, Bannon knew the exact kind of person that he was. And he seems to be pretty chummy with an absolute piece of shit right here. I don't think you should just normally take mirror selfies with an absolute predator, but, that's just me. And of course, no one should be shocked by these. Here's some pictures of Bill Gates, and also, Bill Clinton. I just don't understand people. At this level of wealth, the rich don't accidentally end up in the same rooms. They circulate together. The whole idea that some faces are just innocent bystanders falls apart. You don't linger in elite spaces without knowing exactly what kind of room you're in.
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah. That's up.
50 Cent just yanked LeBron James straight into the middle of the Diddy docusery storm. And the internet instantly went into meltdown mode. What started as a music industry expose is now brushing up against sports royalty, and people are watching every move real close.
You think that hip-hop culture was on trial as much as Sean Combs was?
Not look, if I didn't say anything, you would interpret it as the hip-hop is fine with his behaviors. There's no one else being vocal. So you would look at it and just say, because that mind your business, or let me not say nothing about nothing, or those things, it would allow the entire culture to register as if they're for that behavior.
Word on the street is that LeBron's old connections to Diddy are circling back at the worst possible time. And some folks are whispering that the king might be getting pulled into a spotlight nobody asked for. People keep replaying that old quote where LeBron said, "Ain't no party like a Diddy party," and now it's sounding way heavier than it did back then.
Now, because this is a lot of the personal footage of Diddy. It shocked a lot of people. And I know, 50, the way you run, this cannot be all that you have. Is there other stuff that you...
Okay, so I had to check this out for myself to see if it was legit. If you type in on Google photos of Donald Trump as a child, there is like 2 pictures of him. And I'm talking maybe 3. But the crazy part, and I'll show you the 2, obviously that's one and that's the other. But I ran these photos through AI detectors. And I know before you think, you may be going crazy thinking, what the Sam Damn did I find out? Well, check this out. Now, this photo is from ABC News, okay? One of the, most famous pictures of Trump when he was younger. Now, this is the other photo of Trump as a child. And I want to tell you, before I show you the results of this AI scam, that many people, I think, that we see in the mainstream, major celebrities, politicians and whatnot, I think there's a bit of tomfoolery going on, man. Like, we may be being deceived on a much grander scale than we may think. So I put this in on Decopy AI. You can check this out for yourself. And it came out 43% likelihood of being AI generated. But this photo was released like decades ago of Trump as a child. And I know you may be thinking, so then AI detector is probably wrong. Well, dude, I don't think we have the full version of AI on the surface of Earth that they do in some of these bases. I'm just going to say it. I think AI is fully as advanced as it ever will be, but we are being drip-fed artificial intelligence. Now, the other thing this reminds me of is, remember this story? 7th grader links Obama to past presidents and kings? And not just Obama, but I'm talking all US presidents have been somehow related in one way or another to kings and queens of the ancient world. So are they elected or are they selected? Are they programmed to particularly follow a certain role? Now, this was from another video I did previously of Trump's fingers glitching out in an official video that was posted on the White House YouTube channel. And it's not just the fingers glitching. Look under his hand. This is officially, you can go look at this on the White House's YouTube channel. Look at the way it all warps. And this is not, go and look at it, I promise. So how much of our whole freaking reality here today is artificial, altered, deep fake, CGI, AI? It's shocking. Of course, this could just be the camera angle and there was a bit of a lens flare or whatever. But many people are wondering,
Let me know your thoughts in the comments below and follow for more.
Okay, but let's be for real. The government would not give us something that they have not tested and had for years and years on end. So there's probably a lot of crazy stuff they got right now that we will never see. You know, welcome to the world, aka the big stage. You know, this is literally just a movie and we're all living in it apparently.
There's a real urban legend people used to laugh at until police proved it actually happened. For years, people online shared the same creepy story. Food going missing, footsteps at night, items moving, like someone was secretly living inside their house. Everyone said it was paranoia. Until the 1980s, when a family in Massachusetts reported hearing whispers and movement inside their wall, especially late at night. Police searched the house, found nothing, told them to calm down. But the noises kept happening every night for weeks. Then one day the family came home and found a message scratched into the wall, written from the inside. Police tore the house apart. Behind the walls were widened crawl spaces, hidden paths, vents carved by hand. And inside their home, they found a man who had been living there the entire time. He moved through the walls while they slept, watched them, wore their clothes, led things slightly out of place, just enough to make them doubt themselves. The case was real, the man was real, and police later confirmed dozens of similar cases. So if you ever heard a noise in your house and convinced yourself it was nothing, that's exactly what he's counting on. Stay weird.
The MIT professor who was shot in his home was working on these two groundbreaking technologies that could have reshaped the future of humanity. MIT professor Nuno Loureiro was found critically injured in his residence before passing away at a local hospital. Police have not yet announced a motive or identified a perpetrator, but details have emerged regarding the two critical scientific innovations that Loureiro was researching at MIT. First, Loureiro's primary focus was the research and development of a new type of energy known as nuclear fusion, which produces a highly efficient, low-cost, and environmentally friendly source of power that could have replaced traditional fuels such as coal and oil. However, nuclear fusion is extremely unstable, and Loureiro was reportedly leading the work aimed at stabilizing the fusion process. Second, Loureiro was also helping to develop a next-generation form of computing that could eventually replace today's phones and laptops, called quantum computing. He was specifically designing algorithms for quantum computers to simulate plasma.
There's a theory that completely flips reality on its head. Consciousness didn't come from the universe came from consciousness. Think about this for a second. Every scientific explanation of reality starts with matter, particles, energy, the Big Bang. But no one can explain where awareness comes from. So this theory says it didn't come after the universe, it came before it. Consciousness existed first, alone, infinite, with nothing to observe, and that's the problem. Because awareness without experience is torture. So it created something to look at, something to feel, something to forget itself inside. That something became reality. Stars, time, bodies, mind. You're not a byproduct of the universe. You're the universe trying to experience itself from the inside, fragmented into billions of perspectives so it doesn't have to be alone. That's why consciousness feels non-physical, why it doesn't behave like matter, why it can't be located in the brain. And here's the part that messes people up. When your body stops, the universe doesn't lose awareness, it just stops pretending to be you. Stay weird.
Something is up with In-N-Out Burger. Why are so many celebrities picking In-N-Out Burger for their last meal? Seriously, what's up with In-N-Out Burger?
Eating my In-N-Out Burger and my hot fudge sundae. That's what I want to do. I'm pregnant and I have 9 months to own it. You really think I'm going to be on an Egyptian plane while I'm wanting to be with my In-N-Out Burger and my chocolate milkshake? No.
I need you to understand that food is being used for code words. A coincidence that Ghislaine Maxwell also referenced going to In-N-Out Burger after Epstein passed. What book do you think she's reading? The Book of Honor. Covert Lives and Classified Deaths at the CIA. These are the Clinton Podesta emails. Here's one related to Taylor Swift. Are we out of the woods? Someone asks. They're talking about a great trip to In-N-Out Burger. The Slave to Nothing Foundation's mission is to free people from being enslaved to any person or substance. We fulfill our mission by contributing financially to organizations that align with our causes and actively provide services in communities served by In-N-Out Burger. Instead of pasta and wonderful sauces, it was a lovely, tempting assortment of cheeses. Yummy. I'm awaiting the return of my children and grandchildren from their holiday travels so that we can demolish them. The children? Do you think I'll do better playing dominoes on cheese than on pasta? What the fuck does that mean? As John said, it doesn't get any better than this. And do you want to see what the attachment is on this email? This is the attachment to the email. Doesn't get better than this. Last day in MV. Missed you. Susan whipped Sherry and me at Domino's using the Podesta method. She made up the rules as we played. The realtor found a handkerchief. I think it's a map that seems pizza related. Is it yours? They can send it to you if you want. I know you're busy. Feel free not to respond. Saying, yeah, it's my handkerchief. Nothing to worry about. A handkerchief with a map of pizza, because that makes a lot of sense. Just to add to the confusion, this man was outside of Rob Reiner's house after his alleged murder, wearing a Burger King crown and shouting things that the media won't report. This is the guy with the Burger King crown. I have no idea what's going on, but something strange with burgers and fries and In-N-Out Burger and Burger King. One more strange coincidence. Nick Reiner, the son of Rob, was obviously searched quite a bit yesterday, but look at this little blip. On December 6th, he was searched in the blue and white area, not Scotland. So what's that about? Something strange.
In-N-Out got some of the best burgers ever, so they better not be involved in no weird stuff, because that's going to be very disappointing to me. If any of y'all know anything about In-N-Out, the double with grilled onion and some spread, you know what I'm saying? That's all you need to know. That is literally like top tier meals of all time. I better not see one of y'all vegans in the comments talking about something. But what about the lettuce bun? No, we don't care about the lettuce bun. We're getting all that gluten, all the chemicals in that bread. You know, for the most part, I eat healthy, but you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's okay to have a little bit of chemical bread.
Well, I wasn't going to this video, but I need y'all to see this, because my world has been shattered and your world needs to be shattered as well too, right? It's not like I ever liked Megan Fox, but my God, y'all, haven't we seen this? This has always been in our face. Apparently, there's even a men rule about it. Look at this. Men rule number 93. And the crazy thing about it is Megan Fox is 39, 93. So y'all think that rule is specifically made for her? But check this out, y'all. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. Look, y'all. It's always been in our face. You can clearly tell that is a little boy dressed up. Oh my God. Oh my God, Boys to Men. Because how does this happen? Check this out. How did this happen? Young Megan Fox, right? Older Megan Fox. Where did the breasts go? Where did they go? And then ta-da, back again in 2025 with a more strong trap area. Like, what happened over here? What happened? Like, what is going on here? Oh my God, is that the reason why she started in the movie Transformers? Oh my God. And then she went on a talk show where this camera was strategically placed, where you can see this thing behind her saying, call her daddy. You know, it's insinuating that her is actually a he. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because again, Hollywood is about casting spells in illusion, right? This is the illusion, making you believe that Megan Fox, giving her the name, or him the name Megan Fox, and making you believe that he's actually a her. Spells, and then the illusion is him dressing like a her. But I need y'all to hear this. Check this out. Listen, he's telling y'all.
You've had your nose done, you've had your tits done, and what? Botox and filler? That's it, right? Oh, there's one thing I had done that I'm gatekeeping because, sorry. What? It was really good, and it's not a known, like, plastic surgery. People don't even really know about it. You don't need it, I don't think. Really? You're not gonna want it. I wanted it very badly, and I needed to do it. And it's something that... Can you give us a hint? No.
Y'all gotta wake up, man. This thing is literally an illusion. Everything is an illusion, y'all. What are we doing, man? What are we working for? What are we looking at? What are they making us look at? What are they making us eat? What are they making us drink? They literally put us to sleep, y'all. We gotta wake up. We gotta wake up. Is this the America that you guys are fighting for? Is this the world that you guys are fighting for? Because it's always been in our faces. I'm not sorry, y'all, but this world can go. This thing can go, y'all. I'm done with this. I'm ready for the new start, man. Are you guys? Let me know down in the comments below, y'all. The shift is here. I've been telling y'all. Let's continue to get it. Peace out.
We are living in some really weird times right now. Just looking at the news, an MIT nuclear professor was shot and killed in his own home. This wasn't your average scientist either. This guy led MIT's Plasma and Fusion Center. He was a leading plasma physicist coming from Portugal, and he was recognized by some of the top scientists in all of the world. And this is really odd because scientists and professors don't just get shot in their home. And obviously, the killer is on the run. And speaking of killers on the run, the Brown University shooter is also on the run, and we got an update, don't worry. Here's a picture of the law enforcement, or a video of them doing some type of strategy to find the killer, maybe the footsteps or something that he dropped. I mean, this is going viral on social media for obvious reasons. What are we doing? It's almost 2026, and this is what you're doing. At least do it when no one's looking. Like, you're just embarrassing yourself. It's been 3 days since a killer shot up one of the top universities in all of the country, and this is what we get. A very blurry picture of a guy dressed up in all black in a beanie, and you're showing us your search tactics. Also, here's footage of the alleged killer walking right past law enforcement after he did it. I mean, if we get more updates, I'll keep you guys updated, but things aren't looking too good.
You know, we got thousands of cameras, a bunch of surveillance systems, but I really admire this technique. Brushing away the snow to try to track any trace of this guy that is long gone. You know, he walks by us, we're not suspicious. But no, if we look through the snow, we're gonna find him.
She didn't realize that something was following her. This woman was coming back home, but didn't know this small creature was following her until she reviewed this video the next day.
I knew it existed. He just caught an alien. This video spread everywhere in just a few hours and shocked millions of people. It was filmed in a remote area of Russia where a group of men claimed they found a strange creature while walking in the forest. At first, people thought it was a joke, but the images quickly raised questions. The creature looks small, has an unusual body shape, and moves in a way that doesn't look human at all. You can see it trying to escape, flapping what seem to be thin wings and making strange movements. The men filming sound nervous and surprised, as if they didn't expect to come across something like this. Some viewers believe they were hunters who accidentally discovered something they were not supposed to see. Others say the details are too realistic to be a costume or a simple trick. The skin texture, the way it reacts, and the sounds it makes look very convincing. Of course, many people online say it must be fake or created with special effects because nowadays it's hard to know what is real anymore. But others argue that the creature struggles too naturally to be fake. This debate has divided the internet.
Y'all want to know why everybody is getting sick now, especially with the food? If you're a snacker and you love to eat snacks, you're gonna watch this, y'all. This is beyond disturbing.
How they really make the snacks you eat every day? Once you learn about this process, you might never buy them again. First, illegal factories secretly collect expired products from supermarkets that should have been trashed. Then they open packages, dump expired snacks into huge grinders, and pulverize even rotten, moldy items. Next, they add flavors, preservatives, and dyes to mask the foul smell and look of spoiled food. Using molds, they shape the mixture to look like new snacks. They print fake production dates on packages and seal them to appear fresh. These snacks then end up in markets and stores. Customers, seeing low prices and bright colors, buy them unaware they're eating garbage.
Thank you guys for watching the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your favorite part of the video made you tremble in your boots, and we're going to be out to the next one. Thank you.